YouTuber, rapper and all-round business mogul KSI has recalled his parents' reaction to his poor A-level grades. He's now worth a reported 8 figures. He confessed to hiding in a toilet after he received his results before he plucked up the courage to show his parents. He said, "My mum just screamed. I have never heard my mum scream so loud. She was throwing glasses everywhere. My dad was just disappointed. He looked on the ground and he didn't know what to say or do. It was quite hard." He said, "It just crushed me." Obviously, a lot of academic pressure in that household, Judy, and a lot of kids these days.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's different dynamics to it. You know, for some, there's cultural dynamics, you know, from particular African countries that are really, you know, that's their focus. You know, education is really important, and from West Indian cultures as well. But when I say those particular elements that make it a bit different, for me, I am one. I want them to get the grades. I want them to do well, and it's probably me projecting a lot more of my fear as a black woman, a black British woman, that I know that in the black community you have to do more. You can't just settle for less. You have to. There's a pressure of trying to get a better education, because to go into that job, even if you have got the qualifications, somebody else who's not black would probably get it before you. This is not just me talking, it's the statistics, yeah? So with those kind of things and the issues in education system, hospital system, all kind of systems, it makes me worry that, you know, I want my kids to be able to have everything that they can to bring them the best opportunities.
So would you be visibly disappointed if they came home with grades that you didn't feel were up to scratch?
I think I'd be disappointed if I knew they didn't put their best effort in. Yeah. You know, I think that's the thing. The young people, I was having this conversation with my younger son the other day, and we was talking about the last, you know, 4 years, 2 years of the pandemic, and how hard it's impacted those who had to do GCSEs for it. So I think if I know you put your best effort forward, then, you know, I'm going to be supportive. If I feel like you didn't put your best effort forward, then I would have a conversation with you and say, look, you know you didn't put your best effort forward. This is your education. I've done mine. What can I, especially if I've put out all the things for you.
And you want to give them choices.
Yeah, especially if I've put all the things that for them to support them. I want them to have choices and opportunities.
The problem is that not all kids are academic, but that doesn't mean that they're not talented. You know,
exactly.
They could be talented in other areas. I mean, your boys
my
were
kids
kind
are
of
the
more
prime
creative.
example of that. I mean, I think that I was a great parent in many ways, and I think I wasn't in other ways, you know. And should I have pushed my kids academically harder? Probably. They didn't like school very much. School wasn't doing it for them, but it didn't for me. I loved school, but I loved it for the boys and the social life. And, you know, it wasn't until...
Did you get a good grade in that?
Yeah, very good. When I found drama, it was something that like a light went on. It sounds really corny, but it was. It was something that I could do and that I was patted on the back from. Similarly, Matty with music and Louis with acting. So should I have pushed them harder academically? Probably. They are incredibly intelligent and they're both doing swimmingly at their chosen career, and I want them to be happy. But Matty now has said, I wish I had worked harder at school. I wish I had got a degree. Yeah, he's very intelligent, you know. I may well get a degree further down the line. He doesn't need one. He's a successful rock star, but he would quite like one. So, you know...
Which is interesting, because it's never too late to go into learning.
No,
I mean, you went back to education.
Yeah, I went
didn't
back
like
at later stage of life, and you're coming from a working class background as well. I think because it was working class, I was a single mum, I went back and did my degree and masters to almost prove to myself. So I didn't even just worry about society labelling, but I didn't label myself. Not saying that education is for everybody, but I don't want you to feel like it's not just because you deem to tick certain boxes.
Yeah. I was desperate for one of my kids to go to uni. You know, when you get in the car and you talk to your driver, you go, oh, what do your kids do? Mine are at uni. I go, oh, really? I just wanted to say one day, yeah, my son or my daughter's at uni, but they never went to uni. But they've still done well. The
uni bill comes in.
And uni's not for everybody. It's really not for everybody.
It wouldn't have been for me, but I just wanted them to.
But, I mean, given that, you know, you were kind of working from a really early age...
So I didn't really get get a good education because
So
we'd have a
why did
tutor.
Why was it important to you for your kids?
I don't know, because I was working with so many sort of middle-class people whose kids were at uni that I just wanted to say, oh, yeah, mine is too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've still got my granddaughters. One of them might go to uni.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for this guy we're talking about whose parents, you know, it was almost like their life was over because he didn't get... I mean, that's a horrible pressure to put on your children.
I think, again, it's projection of your own fear of
Well,
what you've had
KSI,
to sacrifice.
I don't mean he's had the last laugh, but my goodness, he's certainly proven himself.
Which he's probably very proud.
In terms of... I was looking for a poll that we've done, which I've eventually found, but I couldn't get the iPad off of audio erotica. So if I was looking a bit distracted, that is why. But we did say, would you punish your kids for bad grades? Only 7% said yes.
Yeah, no.
93% said no.